Hi, I'm Brant Menswar, and welcome to my show, Just a Moment. As a former world touring musician turned keynote speaker and author, I've experienced my share of life-altering moments that have both broken me and propelled me forward. How you leverage those moments or push through them will define your destiny. Each week on my show, I'll provide tools on how to maximize those moments, as well as interview some of the most successful entrepreneurs, entertainers, and athletes on how the power of a single moment changed their life. Join me to learn how to change what's possible for your life. It'll take just a moment. What if I told you that one of the biggest animated films in history almost wasn't? That the character who became a global symbol of empowerment was originally the villain, and that the moment everything changed wasn't a meeting or a breakthrough scene or a brilliant script, but a single song that forced Disney to rewrite an entire movie with the clock running out. This is the moment Frozen became Frozen. Before the world sang Let It Go, before Elsa costumes filled every Halloween aisle, before the Broadway show, the sequels, the empire, Frozen was a problem. A big one. Inside Disney Animation, they were quietly panicking. Early cuts of the film felt flat. The story wasn't emotional. Elsa was a straightforward villain. Anna was the hero trying to stop her. It was fine. But fine isn't a billion-dollar story. Worse, it wasn't true. It didn't feel like anything. And time was running out. They had about 18 months before release. For an animated feature, that's not a timeline, that's a crisis. Directors and animators openly admit, we were in trouble. We needed something to break us open. They just didn't know what it was yet. One afternoon, the songwriting team of Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez walked into the story room with a rough demo. No orchestra, no polish, just a demo track, a piano, and a melody. They hit play. Let it go, let it go. Within seconds, the room shifted. What they heard wasn't a villain declaring power. It was a young woman unraveling, releasing shame, letting herself breathe for the first time. The song wasn't angry. It wasn't vengeful. It wasn't dark. It was human. People in the room cried, not because the song was perfect, but because, for the first time, they understood who Elsa really was. This wasn't a villain. This was the heart of the movie, and they hadn't been making that movie. The directors had two choices: force the song to fit the story, or rewrite the story to fit the truth of the song. They chose the rewrite, and everything changed. The team tore down the old story. Elsa became a sister, a protector, a young woman terrified of her own power, not chasing power. Anna and Elsa's relationship became the emotional spine. Conflict shifted from good versus evil to fear versus love, isolation versus connection, shame versus acceptance. It wasn't a fairy tale anymore. It was a human story wrapped in magic. And that one choice, to rebuild around the emotional truth, unlocked everything that followed. Because they listened to the moment, Frozen became the highest grossing animated film of all time. Let It Go won the Academy Award. Elsa became a global symbol of authenticity and empowerment. Millions of kids and adults connected not to perfection, but to the feeling of finally being allowed to be yourself. None of that happens if the team forces the old story to continue. It happens because they had the courage to rewrite. Every leader, every creator trying to build something will face a moment like this. You're deep into a plan. You've told yourself, we're too far in to change now. And then something reveals the truth. A piece of feedback, a conversation, a misstep, a moment of clarity. And suddenly you know. The old story won't take you where you need to go. Leaders don't cling to the plan when truth shows up. Leaders pivot toward it, even when it costs them. There's a reason the world connected so deeply to Elsa. She wasn't rewritten to be perfect. She was rewritten to be true. Most of us spend years trying to be the version of ourselves we think people want. We play the role we've rehearsed. We become the character our old story demands. But every now and then, something breaks through. A moment that says, this is who you really are. And when that moment arrives, you get the same choice Disney had. Do you force your life to keep following the old script? Or do you rewrite around the truth that just revealed itself? Moments like the Frozen rewrite remind us that clarity doesn't always come with certainty. Sometimes it comes as a whisper, a demo track, a feeling we can't explain but can't ignore. So here's today's question. What part of your story is ready to be rewritten? And what truth is finally asking you to let go? Thanks for spending this moment with us. Until next time, keep listening for the story inside the story.
Feeling lost in the noise of social media? Inspo cuts through the clutter, connecting you directly with real insights from real experts and industry leaders. It's a new social network dedicated to knowledge sharing, industry insights, and thought leadership. Get the latest from top minds in your field, or build your own thought leadership portfolio on Inspo. Already trusted by thousands of professionals worldwide, be part of the conversation and download Inspo Experts today on the App Store or visit www.inspo.expert.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Just a Moment. Make sure to subscribe to our podcast and tell a friend or two about it to help spread the word so everyone can find a moment that inspires them. Don't forget to leave us a review and check us out on the web at justamomentpodcast.com. Just a Moment is produced by Natalie Von Rose and Brant Menswar. For more inspiring shows like this, visit surroundpodcasts.com.